You know, when you think, I just heard from the Lord, there was a time in the past, many years ago, when I knew I had heard from God and I had been praying for a bigger house. And I felt like God said, don't come and ask me for a bigger house when you can't even keep this one organized. Hi, this is Wendy Gunn at yourhomeforgod.com, and I'm talking to you about organization, one of my favorite topics. And organization is a goal that I have progressed a lot in and studied over the years and love to talk about what God has done because it's been life-changing for me. If you are wanting to be more organized, I have tools and tips for you. But right now, I want to talk to you about that. If you are waiting, then I want to talk to you about waiting for that perfect moment to start, waiting to begin some goal. God has goals for you, and He is going to be working in you and on them all of your life. And my mission is to help you to identify and achieve God's goals for you and for your life so that you can live your best life. So maybe you've been waiting until you've lost a certain amount of weight, or maybe you're waiting until your circumstances change, or maybe you're waiting until you have a bigger house, more storage space, more bedrooms, or your kids are older. Maybe you're thinking that you're going to have more time or you'll be in a better place. Then everything will come together and you'll get organized. So if you think that that is going to help you, then I encourage you, don't wait. I remember when I lived in my second house and I had about 1,500 square feet, which was a lot more than I had had in my first house, but it was not enough for me. I wanted more. I hosted a lot of groups. The fact is that we had many fairly large groups, lots of kids, lots of adults in our home. And I was doing a lot of ministry from that home. I had 2 children of my own and I was homeschooling them. So I was really busy, but I was also disorganized. And I remember a moment when I felt like God spoke directly to me. Have you ever had that happen? You know that moment that you know that God communicated. You didn't hear him audibly, but you heard him speak. And what he impressed on my heart and mind at that moment was, why are you asking me for a bigger house when you cannot keep this one organized? And he might not have said it in that way, and he might not have said it, he definitely didn't speak audibly, but I definitely felt a little spanking, a little rebuke and chastened, and it was just what I needed. And I was prompted and motivated to get my house in order, so to speak. So I began to systematically go through each area of my home, increasing organization. And I studied and implemented the things that I studied. And it was like a college level course for me. And the things that I've learned and applied, I share in Your Home for God. And I hope that you're taking notes. It's helped me so much, and I hope it will help you. And of course, I didn't reach perfection. I progressed. But have you ever been on somebody's YouTube channel, or you've ever been to somebody's blog or social media, and they just look like they've arrived? They have reached that level where they seem perfect in organization. Well, I find it fascinating and actually encouraging because have you ever looked at the older images from their site or on their um, in their Instagram or whatever? It is pretty interesting to see where people have come from. They didn't start out where they are now. And people who I deeply admire have come from places that I'm either in the same place or they were even worse off than me sometimes. And that is actually extremely encouraging to me. And I've also been in the homes of good friends who I've known for many, many years who really you would think are perfectly organized, perfectly organized. And they've shown me a hidden closet or an area that I have never seen before, and it wasn't organized. And frankly, that has given me a lot of encouragement. And also, I realized, you know what? That means that I can also achieve great things, and so can you. And I can also become someone who others admire, and so can you. And we can achieve things that we can then turn around and help others to achieve. And the thing that you don't realize is that perfection doesn't have limits. Years ago, I had one of those little wooden plaques, and it made out of wood, piece of wood, and it said something that resonated with me. Perfection doesn't have limits. And I was looking at it from kind of the wrong point of view, but I was thinking, wow, then I can basically work and work and work and work and keep on working towards perfection because it's basically unattainable. And I'll just keep working at it. It's so high, I'll just keep working and working and working at it. But as I've grown in this and progressed, I have realized that it's a switch in my mindset. And I don't wait for perfection to begin anymore. And all of my life is all minute by minute and step by step seeking progress area of organization. And it doesn't have a top. It doesn't have a place where you've arrived. And if you are trying to get to that place, you're going to be frustrated and you're going to have trouble because all of life is minute by minute achieving more and more organization, working and progressing at your goals. And so I just want to encourage you that seek progress, not perfection. Seek progress in the area of organization and don't expect to reach perfection.